The heart-wrenching murder of a 10-year-old boy at the hands of his own father is now having an impact on state law. Nothing will ever bring Jing Tesoriero back, but his mom is fighting for change.
Contact 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski first told you how the system failed to protect him. And tonight, she explains how a recent Supreme Court ruling could prevent something like this from ever happening again.
I'm hoping in the future people can use Jing's incident as an example to prove our system is not perfect.
Almost a year since the murder of her 10-year-old son Jing Tesoriero sees hope for others in a recent ruling from Colorado's highest court.
I'm just happy to see that
her son was murdered by his own father. Her ex, Anthony Tesoriero, who was also psychologically abusing her.
He is dead, and so is Anthony.
A murder-suicide back in September of 2019 that still haunts her.
He told you guys that he was going to kill Jing.
People were not acknowledging the alienation, the domestic violence.
The murder happened hours after a contentious court hearing where Anthony learned he was going to lose custody of his son. For some reason, the judge let Jing go home with his dad for one last night, a decision that would end in Jing's unthinkable murder. In fact, it took 15 months for Jing to finally get her day in court. And by then, it was too late. And that's why this recent ruling from Colorado's Supreme Court matters. It could help these hearings happen sooner.
I do believe that Jing would still be alive today, which Jing and I, we have talked about that.
Caroline Cooley is Jing's attorney. She has vowed to never stop fighting for Jing after she watched the system fail him.
I am not going to let this go. The best interest of the child is always what we're fighting and advocating for, and what happened to him was preventable.
Her firm, 4th Street Law, filed this appeal to the state Supreme Court in another custody case. A case where, just like in Jing's story, the district court kept denying motions to restrict parenting time. A request which, if granted, requires a court hearing within 14 days. The point of these motions are to protect children when there are allegations of imminent or emotional danger. At the center of both cases was parental alienation, one parent keeping a child from another parent, which is now considered a form of child abuse with this ruling.
Which has been an ongoing issue for family law attorneys around the state of Colorado.
Cooley's appeal mentions our reporting and Jing's case, writing, Father's counsel represented a mother who filed 2 separate motions to restrict the father's parenting time based on parental alienation. The trial court denied both motions on their face. The father ultimately murdered the child.
Had our previous 2 motions to restrict, had one of them been granted, the case would have taken a very different direction.
The Supreme Court found the district court made a mistake in not holding a hearing in the other custody case similar to Jing's. But it went further than that, changing the way courts have to look at these motions moving forward and making it much harder to deny a motion.
The new court ruling is if you state your allegations with particularity, the court is required to give you a hearing within 14 days. It is black and white, there is no gray.
Particularity, meaning if you have an expert saying there is a danger to a child, you have met the standard for a hearing.
It is groundbreaking.
A chance to be heard, not read, in court by a judge.
We always say you can't cross-examine a piece of paper. And that's what the Supreme Court said that is now the rule of law.
It's a good start for the local judges to see that their alienation is abuse and abuse should be addressed.
For Jing, this is about preventing further heartbreak for Colorado families.
I'm hoping that Jing's story won't be forgotten.
That's the end of our story.
Changes are also in the works at the state level to make sure what happened to Jing never happens again. One bill involved domestic violence abusers and guns. The other would have created a pilot-dedicated family court system. Both were put on hold after COVID-19, but lawmakers are vowing to bring both of those bills back next year. I'm Contact 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski.